The Michigan Wolverines, first team ever invited to participate in a Tournament of Roses game. Fielding Yost, point-a-minute fellows pounded Stanford 49-0. And the committee went looking for other entertainment, trying chariot racing and ostrich racing. But dust and crinoline don't go together very well, so they went back to football in 1916. Michigan, however, didn't come back until 1948, when they played Southern California and beat the Trojans, 49-0. And today will be the 19th game in the Rose Bowl for the Michigan Wolverines, playing the Texas Longhorns. And the matchup in this 91st Rose Bowl game presented by Citi is a first. The first time Texas has ever played here. The first meeting ever between Texas and the Michigan Wolverines. Two universities and college football programs that have been cornerstones in the game. In all-time wins, Michigan leads. Texas tied at third with Nebraska. There we go. And a Happy New Year to all of you from all of us here at ABC Sports. I'm Keith Jackson along with Dan Fouts, Todd Harris reporting from the field as usual. Dan, there are some terrific football players on these college teams today. A lot of veteran players, but it is the young who shall lead from the quarterback spot.
And for Texas, Keith, literally it is the young. Vince Young will lead the Longhorns today. 6'5", 225 pounds, imposing and impressive young man. Did I mention that he runs the 40 in 4.4 seconds? And it is on the run where he is most dangerous, whether it is on a design play such as an option or a quarterback draw, or when he just ad-libs. He is so smooth and deceptively powerful, he embarrasses defenders with his skills. He has rushed for almost 900 yards on the season and has scored 10 touchdowns so far. Now, Chad Henne, the words that for him, mature and cool. A 19-year-old is the first true freshman to do a lot of things, like lead his team to a Big Ten title, start in a Rose Bowl game. He has the size and the gun to make things interesting for Texas.
And each team has running backs, tailbacks, who are front-page material.
Absolutely, Keith. The Doak Walker winner is Texas's Cedric Benson, the best running back in college football. He is a productive and powerful player, and he's a winner. When Benson gains over 100 yards rushing, the Longhorns win. 18-year-old Mike Hart, well, he leads the Big Ten in rushing, and what's most amazing about him is how tough and reliable he is. Almost 5.5 yards a carry and only one fumble in 261 carries.
And defensively, Dan, each team has a player you better locate on every play.
Well, for Texas, it's Cedric Benson. For Michigan, it is Ernest Shazer. They are the playmakers. They lead their teams in tackles. Now, Derek Johnson, he's the defensive player of the year in college football. The total package, the size, the speed, the agility, and the attitude, and he makes plays all over the field. When he gets to the ball, bad things happen to the ball carrier. Ernest Shazer will face a dual challenge in trying to stop Cedric Benson and trying to contain Vince Young. We'll see a lot of Shazer crowding the line of scrimmage and always in the thick of things.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. And now the roar starts to build. But right now, here's the pall of smoke, and here come the Texas Longhorns into the Rose Bowl for the very first time in 112 years of college football. The Longhorns 10-1, runners-up in the Big 12 Conference. Coach Mac Brown, 7th year at UT, 69-19, and he just agreed to a 10-year contract for $25 million. And here is Todd Harris with the coach.
All right, Happy New Year to you, Keith and Dan, and Coach, Happy New Year to you. I know this game has meant a lot to you growing up watching it. What does it mean to you and the Longhorns to be here now?
Todd, it's great to get here, but when you're at Michigan or Texas, you need to win the game. So it's a fun day. Happy New Year to everybody. What a great game.
Good luck to you. Hook 'em hard.
Thanks, Todd.
And here are the Michigan Wolverines, co-champions of the Big Ten Conference, 9-2. Their 19th Rose Bowl game. Coach Lloyd Carr has been to 15 of those games, 3 as the head coach of the Wolverines, the others as a member of the Michigan coaching staff. Now here is Todd with Coach Lloyd Carr.
Coach, Happy New Year to you. Do you feel an advantage that you've been here before, especially as early as last year?
Well, I think any time you've been somewhere before, it helps. But I think it all comes down to how we play today. Happy New Year to you, Todd.
Congratulations to you. Go Blue.
Thank you.
Keith, up to you.
All right, we're all set for the 91st playing of the Rose Bowl game presented by City. And Dan, do you reckon there's a little cottonmouth out there?
Well, I know there is, Keith. This is such a great scene with half the stadium in burnt orange, the other in blue and maize, and the Longhorns electing to kick off to Michigan to put the great defense and especially Derek Johnson on the field.
It'll be Richmond McGee, a junior out of Garland, kicking. Receiving for Michigan, Steve Breston, number 15. Grant Mason, number 13. Breston is a wide receiver, and he is a flyer. So here we go with Rose Bowl number 91. An historic moment. The first game ever between Michigan and Texas. Breston breaking to the outside, and they're tracking down from behind. And I'll tell you what, that's a tight end that can run that made that tackle on him. Number 88 got a hold of him and pulled him down by the shirt tail. Otherwise, Breston would score. Stevie Stigall making the tackle. But it is a big return. And the Michigan Wolverines start with very good field position from their own 48-yard line.
45-yard return for Stephen Breston.
The quarterback profile on the Michigan quarterback Chad Henne, the first true freshman ever to start as quarterback in a Rose Bowl game. He's 6'2", 217 pounds, out of Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. And the game is on. The first carry of the ball game is another true freshman, Mike Hart, as we look at the backs and receivers in the starting lineup for Michigan. Mike Hart, 18 years of age, ran for 1,311 yards this season. Wide receiver Braylon Edwards, a premier performer, 87 catches, 1,221 yards and 12 touchdowns. The offensive line, a bunch of big guys led by the center, David Boss, 5 300-pounders in that offensive line. And David Boss shared the Remington Award for centers this season. On second down and 8, the ball is thrown. Caught by Braylon Edwards, but caught in traffic. He is not able to move up the field. He is taken down right on the Texas 45-yard line. The Texas Longhorns defensively offer a 5-man set up front, led by 305-pound tackle Rodrigue Wright. He meets all the qualifications as a disruptor. Linebackers, number 11, Derek Johnson. That's the man you got to know where he is on every play. He's worth the price of a ticket. The secondary, it's a big secondary, all 6 feet or better, all around for 200 pounds, and they patrol with vigor. It is now third down and 21 after that second penalty. And Henne with a lot of time gets it away, and it is incomplete. And the opportunity is going to get away from him.
Now they got the 44-yard kickoff return by Steve Breston, a couple of receptions by Braylon Edwards, and then the holding call against Tab, the holding call against Boss. 3rd and a mile, and Jermaine Gonzalez cannot make this catch on a ball that thrown poorly by Chad Henne.
Adam Findlay comes into the ball game. He is from Greenwood, Indiana, a senior, and he is a punter. And now Garrett Rivas has surfaced and come onto the field. So Garrett Rivas, who is a sophomore out of Tampa, Florida, at 5'9", 216 pounds, but a bullet of a leg, and the holder is Adam Findlay, the punter. So it'll be a 52-yard field goal try to get on the board for no, to snap it back, and he pooch kicks it, angles it for the sidelines, and is not very good. So the second time early in this ball game, we get a little trickery out of the Michigan Wolverines. That was a man-sized field goal try at 52 yards for him, so he pooches it, but he didn't get it downfield very far. It'll be Texas on the 18. So there the Longhorns will have their first possession of it. The quarterback profile on number 10, Vince Young. Big sophomore, 6'5", 225. He can run. Feet as dangerous as his arm, actually. 16-2 as a starter. He comes from Houston. So from the 20, the first snap of the game for Texas, and Nate Jones is in to give him 3 wideouts. And they go out of the shotgun. They don't throw the ball. They run it with Cedric Benson. And Benson who's the Doak Walker running back of the year, gets it up to near the 30-yard line and almost a first down. Explosive guy, Cedric Benson, among the backs and receivers, winner of the award, as we told you, named for Doak Walker. 1,764 yards, 19 touchdowns, 4 straight seasons he has gained 1,000 yards or more. 4 in a row as they work out of the shotgun with Vince Young, and he is that other running back in the backfield, but the Michigan Wolverines are after him. He didn't have far to go to get his first down on second down and a yard, and he picks it up as he runs into Lawrence Reed. Cedric Benson now comes back. So Benson gets back in a hurry. The Michigan defensive front reflected there, anchored by the big nose tackle Gabe Watson. The linebackers, you'll have some changing around there today. Lawrence Reed has 24 consecutive starts there. Ernest Shazer, the strong safety, will be up in the box quite a bit today as well. 31-yard line. First down for the Longhorns. And Young goes back under center. Look, he's terrific protection. And he's got his man over here. Same fellow who caught it a while ago, Bo Scaife. He was running down the middle. And they were able to knock the ball away from him. But this time he goes outside. And the big guy, he's 6'3", 250 pounds. And he's a hard guy to handle.
And he was an all Big 12 selection. 6th-year senior. But you know, the thing about Vince Young is he throws the long ball better than he throws the short ball. He's got great touch, and he's getting his tight ends involved, and that's important.
At the Michigan 37, no score, first quarter, 3.5 minutes to go. He took it away. He put it. It's almost the old Belly series there. He gave the ball to Benson and then took it away from him, kept it himself, and edged off to the right side. And they'll give him a yard, looks like.
Yeah, it really is an option play, Keith, because he's reading the defensive end. And if the defensive end closes on the potential ball carrier, he pulls the ball out and takes off himself. But that time it was played perfectly by Michigan.
I thought for a minute that Cedric was going to take it anyhow.
Well, there's a lot of trust involved in that exchange, you bet.
There's your pitch outside to Benson. Benson gets around the corner, and the Wolverines got caught inside. And the quickness of Benson hurt him. Marlon Jackson and Scott McClintock teaming up for that tackle, but they were late.
Michigan does not see a lot of this style of offense playing in the Big Ten, but this is just a speed option. Shazer takes the quarterback, so he pitches the ball back to Benson. And there's Tony Jeffrey, number 12. He was occupying Marlon Jackson on the outside, and that's why Benson got so many yards.
And they're looking at 3rd down and 3.
3 for 4 converting 3rd downs here in the first quarter for Texas.
Benson. Well, he got outside again. Michigan got caught in the trap. And Leon Hall finally makes the tackle.
Well, whatever was bothering him after that first carry of the game, I think he's back to being 100% healthy. Just a draw play to Benson. Nothing in the middle. But the vision to jump to the outside and then the speed to pick up the first down. Another 3rd down conversion for the Longhorns.
Now they're threatening. First down at the Michigan 20. Young shopping. Throws short. Jeffrey drops it. Here's Todd.
Well, Keith and Dan, you pointed it out after that first play with Cedric Benson. It looked so bad on the replay. He came off the field, talked to the trainer, said, my knee really hurts. He stood there, set out one play, said, you know what, my knee feels better now. I'm ready to go back in. Cedric Benson right now definitely wants to be on the field here at the 91st Rose Bowl game.
Well, it looks like the tire's full of air. He's not making any painful music about it. He's just working.
Adrenaline.
Yep. Young up the middle. He's touchdown. That's where he scares you, right there.
And Michigan was spying on him. They had two men looking at Vince Young. But they've never seen anybody quite like him. Watch, that's Reed. Here's Shazer. Quarterback draw all the way for Vince Young. Reed gets taken out by Sendline, but look at this. This is just beautiful. The moves, the speed, the grace of Vince Young.
Dustin Ingham for the point. And the senior out of Mesquite nails it. And as we have 1:41 to play in the first quarter, the Texas Longhorns in the Rose Bowl for the very first time in their 112 years of playing football take the lead over the Michigan Wolverines 7-0. That's going to be short. It's a hanger taken at about the 11-yard line by Steve Preston. Preston had a big return and open the game, and if he can get around that man, and he does, he might have another big one. They've got him pinned on the sidelines and finally get a hold of him at about the 49-yard line. That's just about what he did before. Here's a lot of shifting around by the Wolverines. They wind up with three wideouts and Mike Hart at tailback as the single back, and Chad Henne looking to throw, does throw, and he throws over Mike Hart. It's not too hard. He listed at 5'9", as we've told you, but I don't think he stands that high. And that one just went right over his head.
Yeah, it had a little bit too much heat on it, and Hart couldn't get his hands up quick enough, or they might have had something going there.
He had two people out to escort him down the sidelines.
Yeah, he's caught 25 passes this season, most of them on plays just like that. Very good screen team.
Second down 10, Michigan ball, their own 48-yard line. They trailed by a touchdown, 7-0. Hart goes over the left side, and he's going to have about 5 yards on the carry before Aaron Harris, linebacker, brings him down. They must play pretty good football down in Mesquite, because I see a lot of folks on the roster here from Mesquite, Texas. ABC sports presentation of college football. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations, with Texas leading Michigan 7-0. Here we go to the second quarter of the Rose Bowl game today, presented by City. Bevo has arrived, and heard a fellow say, if we win this game, I'm going to ride Bevo right down Rodeo Drive, he said.
Look out.
He might. Braylon Edwards now is the man going in motion, and every time he's moved, the Texas defenders have been moving. He was sort of angling toward the line of scrimmage. And the ball is given to Hart. He's going to have his first down as he got the ball down near the 39-yard line.
Hart gets those hidden yards after contact. Last two plays, he has been able to pick up about 2 yards on each of them after he's been hit. That was a huge third down conversion.
There is some serious big-time head knocking going on down in the trenches when Michigan has the ball.
There's some paint swapping on those helmets. I'm sure some of those white helmets are going to have some maize and blue on them, and vice versa.
Henny back throwing. Going deep. Edwards is down there, and touchdown. It was close, and the official gave it a long look, but he got a foot in.
Henny had started the game 2 for 2, but since then he had been 1 of 7. He goes back to number 1, and number 1 produces another spectacular catch on a long ball. Safety late getting over. The ball is on target. The catch, the feet in, touchdown Michigan. Man, that's beautiful.
So Braylon, son of Stan Edwards, Michigan man himself, makes another spectacular play. And we're all even at 7-7 with 12:08 to go in the first half. Great day in Pasadena. Arroyo Seco, the site of the Rose Bowl Stadium. Troy Nienberg will kick it off now for the Wolverines as they have scored, and the game is tied at 7, and the acceptance of the ball by Romonts Taylor at the 3-yard line. Got a little hole in the middle. Now he's going to go outside. My goodness, the Wolverines got caught in the middle of the field, and suddenly Romonts Taylor got loose, and Troy Nienberg, the kicker, finally pushed him out of bounds after a big return.
Another freshman on display here at the Rose Bowl today. It's going to get up into the wedge and going to run into his own man. Probably that's the best thing that could happen to him right there as he bounces back and then to the outside and shows off that blazing speed. Offensive coordinator Greg Davis told me he wants to get Taylor the ball 6 to 7 times today to take advantage of that rare speed.
First down, the ball is at the 42-yard line, and it's handed off to Cedric Benson. Benson working around the left side is shirt-tailed by Lamar Woodley as he picks up about 3 yards. Ball is just inside the 43. Now on the Michigan side of the field, 7-7 game, 9:40 to play first half. Clouds getting a little heavier and the sky a little darker, and the lights are on. Young throws, ball caught to the outside again, and a sharp tackle on Tony Jeffrey by Marlon Jackson. I mean, Marlon really nailed him.
Well, he's a great open field tackler. He's pretty good at just about everything he does. Played safety for the Wolverines last year, now back at corner where he makes All-American. And this is why he only has 1 interception on the season. But in the open field, perfect technique. Waiting for Jeffrey to make the final move before he closes in and crushes him.
Ball is on the 39-yard line. It is 3rd down and 4. Texas has been very good on 3rd down so far today. And it's because of Vince Young. And the ball again thrown short, rolling catch, good by Nate Jones. Move the chains.
Yeah, I talked to Vince Young, and a lot of coaches have tried to change his throwing motion, and all it did was mess him up. He completes passes at about 60% of the time. He's really in a rhythm now because he is throwing the short ball as well as he throws the long ball. Real dart thrower, really flips the ball out there.
Mack Brown, 10-1 is a familiar number in his tenure at Texas. See the center, Jason Glenn, calling the blocking for the offensive line. Young keeps it, throws it short. That little play just worked and worked and worked all day long. Ball goes to the big old fullback, Will Matthews. And Matthews is down to the 12 before Monday can get a handle on him.
Yeah, tough assignment here for Scott McClintock. He has got Matthews in man-to-man coverage. Here he is here. He's going to react to the fake and then get back. By the time he gets back, Matthews is going to be out on the run there. Joey Sarantos cannot make the tackle, but there's Marlon Jackson, but too late.
2nd down and 2 now. Texas threatening again. Up the middle goes Matthews. He's short by a yard.
And he's a big fullback too, 6'3", 245. And if Cedric Benson goes down, Will Matthews becomes the tailback, as we saw earlier in the game.
3rd down and 1. I tell you what, they've used every 3rd down all day.
Yeah, and they're taking time off the clock, keeping Michigan off the field. This is an impressive drive after that great catch by Braylon Edwards to tie the score.
Young's got it, throws that same little pass to the outside, and this one goes for a touchdown to David Thomas.
Well, you have to respect the initial fake to Cedric Benson right here, as Michigan does. But Thomas slips out into the secondary, and it's a walk-in for Texas. 5th touchdown of the year for David Thomas. That leads the Longhorn receivers.
So they go 58 yards in 12 plays to take the lead. Dusty Mangum, another one from Mesquite, knocks it right down the pipe. And it's a 14-7 Longhorn lead over the Wolverines at 4:16 to play in the first half. Texas will now kick off to the Michigan Wolverines at 4:16 to go in the first half. Texas leading 14-7, and Michigan needs to reply at this point. Ball is taken at the 3-yard line by Steve Preston, and a good tackle.
Check out this formation here, Keith.
4 of them over there. Now they set it up. It was a little bit late. Still got something out of it, but it was just a second or half a second late because the Texas defenders were able to get back there and get a piece of it.
Marcus Griffith made a good tackle on the kickoff. That time it was Michael Griffin with a solid tackle.
They're from Austin, Texas. Michael is. He's stayed at home. 3rd down and a long one. Preston, who had played quarterback in high school, lined up in the deep back position. Ball snapped to him, and he went to the sidelines. There was nothing out there but white shirts, and he does not get the first down. Brian Robinson looked to be the first man who got there.
Now, Preston is very fast, but so is Greg Robinson's defense. At the tailback position, running short side of the field. Michael Hart a little bit late on his block, and just too many white shirts for Stephen Preston.
And they'll have to punt. Adam Findlay is standing inside his 20 and waiting for it for the Texas Longhorns is Lamont Taylor, who's the speed burner, the tailback. And the kick's out of there. It's a pretty good spin on it, but it's low, and it gives him a fumbled it. Ball knocked. He's knocked off the ball, and now the scramble's on. Michigan's got it.
Now that's why a lot of coaches are reluctant to put freshmen in the ball games. We've seen a number of them today and playing very well, but Lamont Taylor on that tail-dragging punt with a lot of spin on it. The ball spun right out of his hands. Had to move a long way to go get it. His eyes come off it. He drops it, and the maize and blue pounces on it.
Anton Campbell. Mr. Kelly Hayes right on that one.
Yeah, Anton Campbell, one of the special team stars for Mike DeBoard. The huge recovery.
Ball is just inside the 34 of Texas with 2:36 to go in the first half. Any back. Throws, and it is caught, and there's a loss on the play of a yard. He went to Massaquoi, the tight end, but he had a traveling companion, and he was taken down by Eric Hall for a loss.
You know, Texas in their secondary, Keith, they play so deep. They do not come up and press the wide receivers very often, and after Edwards burned Giger on the touchdown reception, they're playing even deeper and favoring Edwards' side of the field.
Every time Braylon's moved, there's been a Longhorn go with it. That's why they miss Avant. And his pass is in the air to the end zone. Long gone. No chance. Edwards was cut off, went back into the middle of the field. Wound up. He looked like he was going for the left corner, then cut back toward the post, and by then the ball was away.
Yeah, it had to get away, Keith, because there was a lot of pressure on Chad Henne. And there were also, at the end of that play, 2 Longhorns around Edwards. There's the hit. Again, it's middle linebacker Aaron Harris who has a sack in the ball game. That's why that ball was incomplete.
3rd and long. Edwards going back toward the ball. Henney back to throw it. Pressure coming from the backside. Throws a bullet down the middle, and it's caught by Steve Breaston inside the 20-yard line. First down, Wolverines.
First catch of the game for Breaston. We've seen him returning kickoffs, so this was a heck of a grab for a guy with a bad left hand. A bullet from Henney over the middle. This ball is not in the air very long, and it just sticks on that back shoulder of Breaston. Huge play for the Wolverines.
19-yard line, first down. .128 and counting in the first half. And he's throwing. Tied in, Tyler Ecker, 6'6", big old target. And he slammed it in there.
Yeah, he catches the ball, Keith, and he just leans down the field and picks up 3 yards. Again, watch how quickly this ball gets onto Eckert. He reads the zone defense, catches the ball, takes the lick, and picks up about 9.
Second down and 1. Give it a Hart. He's got the first down. They're going to give him the 8-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, Michigan's going to burn their second timeout. That's a good move by Lloyd Carr after a heck of an effort by Mike Hart to scramble and pick up that first down.
When we come back, the Michigan Wolverines will have first and goal at the Texas 8. Well, the Michigan Wolverines are in the catbird seat right now, but they've only got 41 seconds to fiddle with. So let's see what happens. 14-7, Michigan trying to tie. Henney back is throwing, got some heat coming, passes away, throws it away. Might as well. He was looking, the only fella available to him was Kevin Dudley, and he needed Kevin back there in the backfield to keep somebody from killing him.
I think Aaron Taylor was open where that ball ended up.
He was.
Michigan looking to capitalize on the only turnover of the ball game, the muffed punt by Ramons Taylor.
Why wouldn't you play jump ball with Tyler Ecker, 6'6"?
I'd rather play jump ball with number 1, Braylon Edwards at 6'3".
Yeah, he's drawing a crowd.
Yeah, but that's okay. He's used to drawing a crowd. He's good.
All right, he's over there on the right-hand side. Let's see what they do to him.
At least 2 men on him.
And he throws it. Oh, almost. And almost intercepted after it bounced off. Jermaine Gonzalez had it on his hands, and Cedric Griffin walloped him.
You know, you're told as a quarterback, never throw late over the middle. And Chad Henne did that and almost got a touchdown out of it. Should have got a touchdown out of it. Real good patience by Henne to find number 18. That ball's got to be caught.
Oh, you betcha.
Great hit, though, to knock the ball out.
Yeah.
Cedric Griffin right in the ribs. That'll make those fingers open up.
Yeah, Jermaine will remember that one in the morning, I suspect. All right, it's third down and goal and 26 seconds to play. And he's throwing again. Better hurry, gets it off into the end zone. Edwards. Somehow, somebody let him go, and he was there. When he's that loose, forget it. Play the fight song.
How good is Chad Henne? How cool is Chad Henne? 2 great throws in a row. And watch Edwards head for the back of the end zone. Defensive backs are told not to go that deep because the ball can be thrown and completed in front of them. There's your jump ball, Keith. Yep. There's your touchdown, Michigan.
And they're going for the tie now. Got it. And they're heading for the lunch counter in the locker room. And we are at a 14-14 tie. Some pretty good stuff going on here, huh?
Yeah, I love it. Big time players making big time plays.
Now Todd Harris.
All right, thank you, Keith. He's the coolest coach in the country. He comes in with a freshman quarterback, a freshman running back, but it's Braylon Edwards that is doing the job.
Well, I think we've done a great job in the kicking game, Todd, and we've had some great field position for our defense because that offense is, they give you a lot of problems.
What do you have to do now that it's a tie game, you're starting all over again? What do you have to do in the second half to negate what Texas is doing?
Well, we talked about when this game started, we want to come in here even or ahead. We're even. Now we got to play 30 minutes of the best football of the season.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Keith.
Coming up next, the Pontiac High Performance Halftime Show. After this message and a word from our ABC stations with the score. Texas 14, Michigan 14. The teams have returned, and we're getting close to the second half in a 14-14 ball game. And here's Dan.
Here are the Home Depot coaching adjustments. For Texas, Cedric Benson is only averaging 3.5 yards a carry. Defensively, Braylon Edwards is killing them. Michigan, they've got to get Mike Hart going, just 32 yards and 10 carries. And defensively, they're allowing Texas to convert 70% of the time on third downs.
70%?
7 out of 10.
Whoa. Nienberg kicked it off. Taken at the 6-yard line by Romance Taylor. And the speed burner gets it out across the 25, up near the 27.
Well, here's today's city game summary. You can see that Michigan not doing anything on the ground. The big play in the first half, of course, was that turnover, that muck punt by Romance Taylor that Michigan capitalized on to tie the ball game at 14 all.
They start out with the same formation, 3 wide. Shotgun for the quarterback, Vince Young. And again, he has time to throw it, and he missed him. He missed the receiver, Jeffrey, coming open down the middle of the field.
That was an opportunity that got away from Vince Young. He had an outstanding first half. 8 completions out of 12 throws, 75 yards, and that 1 touchdown pass to David Thomas. But that would have been a great way to start the second half. That would have put the ball out by midfield.
Well, this has the making of a last mistake loses kind of a ball game. It's second down and 10. Young's going to run it, and the Wolverines jumping. Maybe short of the line of scrimmage. Lamar Woodley, first man to hit him. Here's Todd Harris.
Coach, it looked like you found a way to stop their running game and the rest of their game except Braylon Edwards. What do you do in the second half to shut him down?
There's a reason he's the best player in the country at wide receiver. They're doing a lot of different things with him in formations to give us a tough time. We've got to continue to stop the running game. We've got to get more pressure on Chad, and I think that's the key. We've got to do a better job with field position. 2 long kickoff returns for them, the fumble, or we're probably up 21-7. So what I told the guys at halftime, great Rose Bowl. It's the way Texas and Michigan ought to be. 2 of the best programs in the country. 30 minutes to win. Let's go play. Good luck. Thanks, guys.
Young loose. I mean, really loose. Touchdown. No flags.
That 20-yarder he had in the first quarter was pretty nice. This 60-yarder 3 times as nice. I mean, he just shocks Michigan with this play. In the shotgun formation. Ad-libbing, seeing the opening, taking it, and then making people miss. Making good people miss. Marlon Jackson, and then outrunning Hall to the end zone. Wow.
Dusty Mangum for the point. Good. 21-14 Texas at 12:53 to go in the third quarter. A spectacular run by Vince Young. Vince Young, I can see some young football player looking at his daddy and saying, "Daddy, is he from our planet?"
He's really something. You know, that 70% we were talking about, well, they converted 2 third and longs on that drive.
At the 7-yard line, Breston, and Steve's got a hole. Another big return for Steve Breston.
And another Michigan drive will start right at midfield. 4th time in this ball game for Michigan.
In his pass. Whoa. Braylon Edwards took a pretty good lick from the defenders.
Yeah, ball was thrown up the field for Edwards. He stopped short on his hook route. And he's lucky this ball wasn't picked off. But the Texas defenders are so intent on doing just that. Aaron Harris having a heck of an afternoon as he drops number 1.
And it's 2nd down and 10. And Braylon may have a little ringing sound in his helmet. He gets the call again and can't come up with the ball. The ball was thrown low.
Guess who was all over him? 2 on 1. And it's just one guy with the number 2. Aaron Harris with another play. Ball again not on target from Chad Henne to Braylon Edwards. Braylon's talking to himself. Look at this effort by Harris to come from the middle of the field to break up that play.
The ball resting right at the midfield stripe. Henne steps up, throws, has a man open, pass good, caught by Preston. Steve's on the move. Preston heading for the corner. Touchdown. Steve Preston is an exciting football player, and he finally got a chance.
And another well-used timeout, Keith, on 3rd down. Boy, they're drawing up some good plays in the dirt over there. All this speed by Steve Preston. Just his 3rd touchdown of the year. He's been battling injury, but he is at 100%, and all that speed right to the corner of the end zone.
To tie. It's good. Garrett Rivas. And we're even at 21. At 12:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. And watch this run by Preston. Watch him just stretch it out and get it inside the boundary. 21-21 tie. Oh, we might be here a while.
Fine with me.
Michigan kicking off now. Nienberg. Foy hits it. Out of air under it. Received at the 5-yard line by Romonts Taylor. And he comes bolting out to the 25. Well, they're playing a pretty good team. In a pretty good place. Young sets up to go deep. Throws and he gets him. No ball comes out. He had the ball in his hands, but Marlon Jackson knocked it away from Tony Jeffrey.
Yeah, you knock it away and then you talk trash. And you're entitled to talk trash. Jackson is not challenged very often. That's a deep comeback route by Tony Jeffrey. Great reaction by Jackson. Again, a ball that should have been caught, but how smart was that move by Jackson to rip from the bottom up, knock the ball loose.
And it's 2nd down and 10. Do I see a penalty flag over here on this side? I do. There's one on the other side, too.
Yeah, Scott McClintock trying to time his blitz was too fast. He made the tackle on the play, but it's going to cost the Wolverines 5 yards.
McClintock's played a pretty good ball game today, though.
Number 36 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat 2nd down.
It'll be 2nd down and 5. As they mark off, the penalty moves the ball out to the 31.
Just a 5-yard penalty, but they had stopped Benson again. Dropped him for a loss on that play.
Yep. Lima Swede is the wideout on this side, number 4. They'll run it, cuts it back into the middle, that little misdirection, and he plants that left foot and drives through for 3, maybe 4. He'll be a yard short. McClintock again on the tackle.
Benson showing real toughness. Got hurt on the very first carry of the day with that left knee. He's got a little bit of that blue paint on his helmet, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. think he might have watched it in the clubhouse, though, trying to get most of it off. Third down, long one. Little quick stand up. Incomplete. And Lima Swede will remember that one as Leon Hall came over and hit him in the whiskers.
I think Leon Hall will pleasantly remember it as well. Ball was thrown high, and Limas is 6'5". He's not caught a pass yet. Boy, he caught all of that maize and blue helmet. Yeah, he might have a fat lip after that one. Woo.
Richmond McGee to punt. Preston is waiting. McGee gets a good one out of there. Preston looking around. One man coming downfield, takes away his legs, and down he goes by the pursuit. Michael Griffin again with a hit. First down, 35. There goes Martin again. And he's going to have 6-7 yards on that carry. He just dropped those shoulders and just took off. Nothing fancy at all. It was kind of, here I come, boys. Try to stop me.
Yeah, and he's smart. He's running behind the great blocking fullback Kevin Dudley of Michigan. That time Dudley was taking care of Derek Johnson. Not called Derek Johnson's name a lot. Watch number 32 right in front of Martin. Just pinned Johnson to the ground.
Second down and 3. Kenny's pass. Whoa. My goodness. He threw that and completed it to Braylon Edwards, and Braylon's probably going to say Chad. There's other folks wearing blue out here. But he took another lick.
Well, his number is now .1. Henny ought to get in the hip pocket of his center, David Boss, to pick up this first down on the sneak.
Needs about a foot. That's what he did. And he's got the first down at the 46-yard line. I might say that the Big East officials have done a pretty good job today. They've kept the ball game moving along quite nicely.
Yeah, we've only had 7 penalties in the entire ball game. A lot of them early in this ball game, but both teams have settled down. You can see Henny getting behind Boss and left guard Reuben Riley. 325 and 311 pounds for that first down.
8.5 minutes now in the third quarter remaining. Henny puts Braylon Edwards in motion. On the throw. Goes to the sidelines. The ball is caught by Massacoy. And the other tight end makes the catch, and here's a penalty flag. That might be a face mask. Derek Johnson coming across was giving Chad Henny a hard time.
5-yard face mask. Number 22 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
Dennis Hennigan, the referee. Michael Simcheski. Have another look here. I'll tell you the officials in a moment.
Aaron Harris decides to go for the interception, but the ball perfectly thrown by Henny. There's the grab of the face mask by Michael Huff. Did get his hand off it when he realized it was on there, but still got the flag.
Massacoy comes inside as a backer. A blocker for the tailback. Hart, that's one of Mike Hart's best runs of the day, and he's down about 9 yards, very close to a first down. I'm going to do this while I got a second. Michael Simcheski, the umpire today. Matthew Fitzgerald, head linesman. John Salmon, line judge. James Coleman, side judge. Robert Sokolowski is the field judge. Gary Danowitz is the back judge, and Keith Washington, the alternate from the Big East.
Well, right now Michigan has got all the momentum. They're playing Big Ten style of football, aren't they?
Yep. Just hammering. Oh, he's wide open. And tumbles inside the 10. I mean, that last trip by Giger kept him from going into the end zone.
Well, he saved his best runs of the afternoon the last 2 times, Keith. But again, it's just a blast play right up the middle. Here's Dudley leading the way. He takes care of the defensive end. Great job up front as Reuben Riley is on the pole, and Michigan's in business.
Going to the lead here. They've got it first and goal at the 9. Going to throw. Got a man. Edwards. Touchdown. Almost impossible to stop that play, isn't it?
Well, since his last touchdown reception, Texas had been doubling him. So as you get down in the field, get down in the red zone, the field shrinks. Texas, knowing they have to stop the run, they crowd the box. They single coverage Braylon Edwards here with Cedric Griffin. The slant route, Griffin playing off. You can't do that to Braylon Edwards.
First time today, the Michigan Wolverines have the lead, and Garrett Rivas trying to make it a 7-point lead. And he does. So with 6:29 to play in the third quarter at the Rose Bowl, 28-21 Wolverines. So the Wolverines go to the lead 28-21. And we'll kick it off. Nienberg puts some air under it and gives it a ride down to the goal line for Taylor. Romont's Taylor. And you just sort of hold your breath when he starts upfield. He hasn't quite been able to get to the picket line yet, but he's been very close. Young flips it outside. Benson going to pick up 4 yards or so.
That shows you
a little better there, Dan.
Yeah, and it was attitude, too, by Ernest Shazor. Could have just pushed him out of bounds, but not Ernest. He's going to take him down out of bounds. Todd talked about how Lloyd Carr wanted Shazor to play a little bit wider. He did on that play and limited Benson to about a 4-yard gain.
Ernie's big enough to play that spot. He's 6'4", 229, 230. Second down, 6. Young sets up and throws. Drop. The Michigan defender may have touched it, but he obscured the vision of Thomas just enough. Roy Manning messed up the play.
Well, we've seen a lot of drop passes today, and that one really hurts Texas. They need something right now. They need something positive to happen. Manning goes up in the air and got a finger on that ball, and that's why David Thomas couldn't make the catch. So we'll give David a pass on that one. Heck of a play by Roy Manning.
27-yard line where it is third down and 6. This is a big stop here if Michigan can pull it off. Young's back there where he's got a little more time and more vision. Gets it away, and right there's a penalty flag thrown in that neighborhood as Tony Jeffrey makes the reception.
Personal foul, face mask, number 13 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. First down.
Grant Mason upset with the call, pleading his case, but ain't nobody listening wearing the right colored shirt.
Especially that man right there. He's doing all the talking.
Mm-hmm. First and 10. The ball's now on the Michigan side at the 46. Young's pass down the middle, intercepted by Prescott Burgess. And Burgess takes it back to the Texas 45. Young came over and knocked him out.
Yeah, Burgess is a former safety, now playing linebacker for the Wolverines. And he got a good deep drop. Here he is right here. He's going to drop back and just read the eyes of the quarterback. And then snatch that ball out of the air. And again, Michigan will have great field position to start a drive. Looked like Thomas might have been open down the middle. Ball thrown short by Young.
They will start at the Texas 45. Hart, the deep man. Henney wants to throw. Swings it outside to Mike Hart. And he eludes that first one and will wind up with about 3 yards.
Boy, and he just delighted the Michigan sideline. You could hear them all cheering when he made Cedric Griffin rather, miss on the sideline. Just a short gain, but a heck of a move by Mike Hart.
Larry Dibbles, that big old tackle's the one that brought him down. Now Max Martin is in there at tailback for Michigan, giving Hart a little rest. Henney now with 4 touchdown passes ties the Rose Bowl game record. Braylon Edwards has set a new Rose Bowl game record with his 3rd touchdown reception. So there's a lot of records being nibbled at here. They run it. As Hart struggling and fighting his way down the field for a tough 4 yards maybe.
It's just hard to get your arms around him. And because his legs never stop running, if you don't have a good grip on his shoes, he's going to step right out of the tackle. He had very little on that play, but just never quit.
To the sidelines, a man is open and he missed him. Jermaine Gonzalez was 3-4 yards clear and Henney missed him.
Perhaps his worst throw of the day came on a big 3rd down, but Gonzalez was open by a good 3 or 4 yards.
And enter Garrett Rivas on 4th down.
Well, you're just not going to get a wide receiver on an out route any more wide open than that. You can see that Rivas well within his range. 12 out of 16 from this area of the field.
The snapper is Ross Mann. Adam Findlay, the punter, holds, and Garrett Rivas now trying to give his team a 10-point lead. It's good. Just made it. Boy, he squeezed the last air out of that one, didn't he?
By the hair of his chinny chin chin.
44-yard field goal try. And that is good.
And it went 45 yards.
That's all, too.
That's all it takes to get the man happy.
High kick. Flag back there when it was kicked. The return by Taylor. He's taken down a little short of the 20-yard line. I mean, 36. Excuse me. 36. Young still got it. Shopping around. 2 men missing. 3 men missing. 4th one got it.
You know,
he's not very well acquainted with that fall down stuff, is he?
He's not really a quarterback. He's just too good. Too good a runner. Beautiful 20-yard touchdown run today. A 60-yard beauty. This one just for 6 yards, but he embarrassed a whole bunch of Wolverines on it.
Time ticking away here at the close of the 3rd quarter. And we've reached it. It's Michigan 31, Texas 21 after 3 quarters of play. And ABC Sports presentation of college football will return after this message and the word from our ABC station. The final quarter of the first time ever Texas and Michigan has played each other in football. And it's happening in one of the grand old arenas of the world, the Rose Bowl, presented by Citi. And it's Michigan leading 31-21. Texas with the football. 2nd down and 5. That's Benson. That's a 1st down. They keep wrestling with him and finally tumble into the sidelines, but he's sneaky quick when he goes to that slant off the outside there. He's got 5-6 yards on you before you know it.
Yeah, he shifts gears very smoothly. Ryan Mundy with the tackle and takedown there in the Michigan bench. You got to have a tackle like that and a takedown. You always want to do it on your sideline.
Oh, yes. Benson now 19 carries, Dan, for 66 yards. That's he's been averaging about 160 yards a game, so they've handled him some today. Young's got it. Throws. He's got a man out there, and he caught it. The defense just got caught, and Scaife kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally the ball arrived, and Bo caught it.
And Vince Young was under a whole lot of pressure. Linebacker Scott McClintock on the blitz here. Watch him get in right into the grill of Vince Young. Good job by McClintock. Manning is there as well. Ball was up in the air for an hour, and Scaife stays with it before Shazer can get there.
And it's a first down inside the 20-yard line. Young is caught, gets away, throws, sideline, pass caught. My goodness, it looked like he's sacked, but he finds David Thomas and drills him on the sideline, and now Young may, who is that hurt down there? Is that Young?
Well, he got hit in the back, roughing the passer against Michigan.
Yeah.
What an unbelievable effort by Young. Gets away from the tackle there by Jamar Adams, and then gets hit by Joey Sorrentos for the penalty. Thomas with his feet in bounds, and now Texas will be inside the 10.
That was not a smart play. That personal foul hit him in the back like that because the play was over. The ball was downfield and caught by then almost.
What strength for Young to pull out of the tackle by Adams. Thought he had him for about a 10-yard loss.
It's on the 7-yard line. First down and goal. Well, they're saying the 6 because it's just inside the 7. This is Young keeping it and caught and taken down.
And that was an excellent decision by Vince Young not to pitch that ball. Michigan had that option play played perfectly. They had a man for the pitch man, Benson, and they just gave Young no option at all. Woodley with another play at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's played very well.
Yes, he has. Played a lot as a freshman, as a linebacker last year, and this year now playing defensive end tonight.
Benson. Oh, they got him at the 10. The defense reacted very well and pursued very well. Marlon Jackson and Prescott Burgess. And they take him down at the 10.
And that was that zone read play again. And you can see that Michigan wants Benson to have the ball and not Vince Young. Look at this pursuit. This is why Burgess is in the game. Former defensive back playing linebacker with that speed runs down Cedric Benson.
It's 3rd and goal, Texas at the Michigan 10-yard line. Young looking around, wants to throw and gets away and scores.
No.
Unbelievable.
No.
How in the world? He got away from Patrick Massey. Massey had him, and he just wiggled right out of there and ran for the touchdown from 10 yards out.
Yeah, he's 6'5", 225, and his heart is just as big. Look at the tackle there by Massey. Oh, no tackle. Watson can't get him. Adams misses. He glides into the end zone. Oh, we've seen some plays today.
Whoa. Dusty Margin in for the extra point try. Mangum, Dusty Mangum. Dusty's not very big. 5'11", 175, but he got a lot of leg, and it's good. And so we are at a 3-point ball game. 31 Michigan, 28 Texas, 8:51 to play. It's a 31-28 ball game. Michigan leading by 3. You've heard of guys taking a team and putting them on his shoulder. You're looking at it right there, number 10. Here's the kick. 2-yard line. Steve Breaston. Slowed down just enough. And taken down at the 25 just when it looked like Steve thought he might have a hold. Now let's see if Michigan can respond. Their 10-point lead is shrunk to 3. Henny gives to Hart. Bounces outside, but he does so with a Longhorn hanging on to him, and he's not able to get much out of it. 4 yards. Ryan Robinson was the Texan that had a hold of him.
He may have hurt him too, Keith. He got up limping a little bit. Let's see if Michael Hart can keep going. He's not putting any weight on that right leg, though.
Preston has come back into the ball game for Michigan. Figuring they're going to gang up on Edwards. That's Preston in motion. Henny gets it away. Ball is caught. That's Edwards. And Braylon Edwards with another big play for the Wolverines. Will take it out across the 45 to the 46 and a first down.
And it's another 100-yard receiving day for Braylon Edwards. 10 catches now, 111 yards. He's caught a number of these short passes, but this is one he finally gets a chance to run with it after the catch as Michael Huff goes flying by, and Tim Crowder's got to make the tackle way down the field.
Ball is inside the 45 of Texas now, and the ball is snapped directly back to Hart. It's Breaston.
Yeah, it's the Breaston package.
He's had he had that one sequence. In fact, he returned the ball to midfield and then scored on that long pass run. And he was a high school quarterback of some note, so he has no trouble going back in there and lining up deep.
Yeah, he's got 254 all-purpose yards. And you can see just how difficult it is to find him and bring him down.
They did that a couple of times when he was a freshman. And it worked. It is Hart this time is deep. That's a backward pass, but it's completed to Breaston, and Breaston is thrown down past the first down marker, and now we've got a flag thrown right back over here at the line of scrimmage as two of the big uglies got tangled up and had a go at it.
That's not pretty either.
Personal foul, face mask, number 59 on the defense. Penalty is half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. First down.
So he's inside the 30-yard line, and that is a big penalty. And it's just inside the 15-yard line. That's about 3. No more than that. Not even that much.
Yeah, the game plan for Michigan was to run at number 11, Derek Johnson. They've done a good job of keeping him in control. He had that one great play where he forced the fumble, but Texas did not get the ball because it went out of bounds.
Second down, still about 10, because he had hit the ground before he bounced. Incomplete. Intended for Jermaine Gonzalez. Feeling apparently being that since they've been burned by Edwards and Breaston, they'd try Gonzalez, but he drew a crowd. Texas secondary is pretty tough.
And they got good size too. Huff 6'1", 205. Giegers 205. Both corners are 6-footers.
Third down. And call it 10. Texas coming. Ball's away. Overthrown. Intended for Edwards. Coverage by Griffin. And it's fourth down. Here comes Garrett Rivas.
Now is a great call by defensive coordinator Greg Robinson to bring the heat. Risky call because you've got single coverage outside, But when Henny set that back foot, the Longhorns were right in his face, causing that overthrown ball.
I got to believe old Greg's one of the possibilities for Syracuse. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do.
Be a good choice for a lot of schools.
You bet. All right, here's a 32-yard field goal try. It's up. It looks good, and it is. So Garrett Rivas from 32 yards gives Michigan a 4-point lead over the Texas Longhorns. 6:09 to play. That is the new Rose Bowl trophy that will be awarded in this, the first year of its run. Kind of ironic that it's not the usual Big Ten, Pac Ten, but it's not. And here's the kick by Nienberg. Line drive, back to the goal line goes Taylor. Look out, hole up the middle of the field, and he went for it. Got across the 30-yard line, and so the Longhorns now trailing by 6. Start with pretty good field position. They got 6 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock. That sidearm shot to Tony Jeffrey is good to midfield.
You know, what do you do if you're Michigan on defense? You can't afford to blitz Vince Young, because if he runs out, he's gone. You can't allow him to sit back in the pocket against your zone defense and let Tony Jeffrey find the dead area in that zone. Out to midfield in one play for Texas.
When you're getting 17, 18 yards of play, that'll get it done all right. Here he comes now. He almost starts to break out, sees the man downfield. The pass is completed to David Thomas. David Thomas rumbles on down inside the 25-yard line. In 2 plays now, they're sitting down on the Michigan 23.
Offensive line giving Young a lot of time to throw. But look how wide open after Young breaks the pocket his tight end is. Gets behind Pierre Woods, and Marlon Jackson's got to come up to make the tackle. And that tackle hurt Jackson.
Yeah, it did. Marlon got up pretty tenderly.
Boy, if I was Texas right now, I'd go after him with Lima Swede down at the bottom of the screen. Look at him. He's groggy.
He may be checking the play right now. He changed it at the line of scrimmage. Rolls it left, though. Look at this. Look out. There's your touchdown.
You know, Keith, we just showed the Rose Bowl trophy. I think this young man may be looking at another trophy. That stiff arm trophy, you know, they give away back in New York.
Yeah.
That is definitely in his future. What a game Vince Young has had. Run all the way. He's pointing to who wants to block for him. He doesn't need blocking. One block. Tony Jeffrey, touchdown Texas.
Dusty Mangum for the point. And the lead. Squeezed it up and through. It wasn't terribly decisive, but it worked. And it's Texas 35, Michigan 34. You got 4 minutes and 56 seconds to play. Ooh-wee. 35-34 Texas. 5 touchdowns responsible for when Fielding Yost brought his point-a-minute guys out here and beat Stanford 4-9 in the very first Rose Bowl game back in 1902. Neil Snow of Michigan had 5 touchdowns he was responsible for. Well, Vince Young has now matched that record. At the 3-yard line, Steve Preston. Preston is on the roll. He's on the move. He's down to the 45, 44-yard line of Texas. Richmond McGee brought him down. The man that kicked off saved the touchdown.
And Mr. Yost would be very proud of the fight in the Wolverines as they respond with another great kickoff return from Steve Preston. Well, you know, he doesn't even get a hand laid on him as he goes through the wedge. Good job there by McGee to keep him from going all the way. 53 yards for Preston, as he's over 300 yards in all-purpose yardage.
43-yard line of Texas, first down Wolverine. Hart in the middle, pops loose. And is very close to a first down. They'll measure.
Well, I think Michigan's got their heart pumping now. Again, they go back to their basic. A lead play behind Dudley. And Hart picks up 10 yards. That range.
Well, they just picked up a first down, so they'll keep grinding at it.
Absolutely.
Hart ran right over the top of a Longhorn that had penetrated the backfield, just stepped over him and wound up. He went over Derek Johnson. That's remarkable in itself.
That's not just any old linebacker. That's the Nagurski winner and the Butkus winner.
Picked up 3 yards.
Michigan has 2 timeouts, Texas 3.
Hard again. Grind away. And he gets down to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And he's not picky about who he breaks his tackles with. Tim Crowder, defensive end, number 80, couldn't bring him down. Watch Crowder, number 80, come up, try to wrap him up. He gets lower than Cedric Griffin and gets close to a first down.
Get out of the pads. Low slung, strong guy like that can do you some damage. Kenny now wants fullback to move a little bit. Roll out, pressure coming from the back. Ball thrown, no good. Braylon Edwards, the ball was thrown very hard, and he had to lay out for it and just simply couldn't reel it in. So now you have 4th down and 2.
And you got to kick it.
Revis is out, number 38. Combination has to work. Ross Mann's snap has to be right. Adam Finley's hold has to be good. And Revis has got to lay the leg on it because this is a 42-yarder for the lead. Oh, it's good. That was a squeezer. But it counts. And so the Michigan Wolverines have gone back to the lead on this 42-yard field goal by Garrett Revis. All right, Michigan's about to kick off to Texas, leading 37-35 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to play in what has been a terrific Rose Bowl football game. The kick driving Taylor back to the 3. Here he comes. Good return by Taylor, just a breath away from perhaps going all the way. Vince Young now. The season end in his hands. So far, he's handled it pretty well. Steps out, fakes it, runs out of bounds. Got at least 9 yards, close to 10 on the play.
And his britches are pretty clean, too, Keith, aren't they?
Yes, they
Has he
are.
been knocked down at all today?
Not hardly.
I mean, he just glides through people. Steps up nicely, looking downfield. Good fake there to freeze the defense, and then safely out of bounds.
He senses pressure. as well as anybody I've seen in a while.
Mangum's career long is 52 yards this year against A&M.
And Michigan's lead is only 2 points. This is Cedric Benson carrying the ball. And he's got close to 4 yards on the carry.
And don't forget about Cedric Benson.
Well, he pop out of there in an eye blink. .240. Texas has all 3 of its times up. Little short pass, just flipped ahead to Boscafe. Just that quick, 7 yards.
And right back to the line of scrimmage. Young can call the play here, not in a big hurry. Just let that clock keep rolling.
A lot of time left on the play clock. Snapped it at 15 seconds. This is Young keeping. And down to the 30-yard line. Marlon Jackson locked his legs and just hung on.
Great tackle by Jackson, or that's touchdown number 5 for Vince Young. There's that first play of the game, the zone read play. Decided to keep it. Good decision. Great tackle by Jackson.
181 yards on 18 carries and the 4 touchdowns. I'm waiting to see him bent backwards. Marlon Jackson again on that tackle. I think one time tonight they turned him upside down. Otherwise, he's been going toward the goal line.
And he has his place kicker, Dusty Mangum, well within his range. Marlon Jackson came on the corner blitz that time. There's the tackle. The ball is down. Ground cannot cause that fumble. Good call.
All right, out of the shotgun with 3 wideouts. Keeps it middle of the field, and he's a yard or so short of the first down. And the clock runs.
You know, when you have Vince Young in the backfield with Cedric Benson, you have 2 tailbacks. That was just a single wing play. Direct snap to Young in the shotgun. He's just going to take it off of left guard and almost pick up the first down.
Under center now. Keeps it. Dives for the first down on 3rd down and a yard. And he looks like he's got it. 59 seconds.
Run that read option play. Either give it to Benson or keep it himself. Don't put the game on the foot of Dusty Mangum. Win it yourself, Vince.
They got 2 first downs, 2 timeouts to work with, and they've got a first down at the 20. And Benson is going to lose a little bit of that. Lamar Woodley again. I kind of look forward to seeing him next year. He's liable to be a whole lot of trouble for somebody.
Texas uses that second timeout, Keith.
That, folks, is rolling around in the mud, the blood, and battling in the trenches.
They were trying to get the ball in front of the goalpost.
Yes, they were.
But Benson wouldn't quit running, and he took the ball all the way to the far hash mark.
Looked like it.
I guarantee this next one will be a sneak or a move by Young to slide down that line of scrimmage to place the ball dead square in front.
No, it won't either. There's only 4 seconds. 3, 2, timeout. That's the last. So now Dusty Mangum is going to have to jack it up from the far hash. But he swings the right leg.
10 of 14 on the year. You can see that he is well within his range here. But he has struggled a bit. 5 out of 9 there.
Well, the coach is out there visiting, got him to laugh a little bit. That helps when you can laugh a little bit. And you know that Michigan is going to spend their timeouts right here to try to freeze ice him a little.
I'm not sure who it helps more, the coach or the kicker.
Yeah, I agree. Sure, the coach feels a little better after a small smile, but
Yep.
and also I don't know about the icing or the attempt to get the pressure or increase the pressure. I don't know if extra timeouts do that. I don't know.
You know what it does do, Keith, though? It gives your guys a chance to rest and to build up the energy necessary to get penetration and maybe get a block.
Yes, thousands of flashbulbs popping in the Rose Bowl as they try to record this play. This is for the win.
Good. Texas wins. Here is Todd.
Well, Keith, I like Gatorade, but I don't like it that much. Coach Mac Brown, you just got the bat. This must be phenomenal for you. Redemption. A lot of people thought you didn't belong here. You came, and you beat a fantastic Michigan team.
Well, Todd, give Michigan credit. Keith said it on Wednesday to our team, or Thursday. It's a shame that Texas and Michigan.
Congratulations, Coach Braylon.
That's the kind of class they are. What a great game. Give Michigan credit. Give our kids credit. They've come from behind and won all year. They believe, and it's a lot of fun.
We've got some hard word to hand out to you, but congratulations. We'll see you up on the stage. Keith, back up to you.
See you there.
All right, congratulations to Mac Brown and his players. Congratulations to Lloyd Carr and his players. It was indeed a noble effort by both sides.
A 37-yarder that goes about 38 yards for Dusty Mangum. Just enough, just inside the right upright. And go crazy, Texas.
And once again, your final score, the Texas Longhorns 38, the Michigan Wolverines 37. Coming up, the BCS continuing as Utah meets Pittsburgh in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl next on ABC Sports.